Hello, hello there. I am Michelle Cooper, owner and founder of Alchemy Accounting and Bookkeeping Services, and have I got some gold for you today. Today, we're going to talk about 9 ways you're gambling with your profits with risky business practices. I feel like this is such a great topic for me to talk about. I I I may be prone to risky behavior. That sounds awful, but yeah, risk taking is something that is definitely within my DNA, my genetic makeup, and so I love this topic. You know, everybody has different levels of risk aversion, right? But on the whole, entrepreneurs are risk takers. Um, Really, when you think about it, who would gamble everything they have on an idea? Um, that is the entrepreneurial spirit, right? And it's like, I have this feeling I want to do this thing, and then off you go. And you gamble a lot on it usually. No matter where you think you sit in this risk hating or risk loving spectrum, what I'm going to tell you may just blow your mind. You may never have considered any of the following as risky business practices, but if you've fallen in love, or sorry, if you've I was thinking fallen in love with your numbers. If you've fallen into these chancy habits, you're gambling in major ways with your profits. And profit is what matters. I don't care who you are. 10xing your revenue is great, but if it means that you've only made $1 in profit, it's not worth jack shit. So even natural born risk takers like business owner, like you, business owner, have to make sure they calculate the risks if they want to stay in business, right? And we do want to stay in business. You guys have incredible businesses. You're making incredible impact in the world. And so I want you to stay in business. So stop shaking your head. Don't tell me that you can't take on one more thing and that this is just more information that's going to overwhelm you. Because I know owning a business it's a lot, right? Like you might be in that startup phase where you're like an army of one and you're wearing all the hats. You might be in the growth phase where maybe you've taken a personal cut in your own wage because you're trying to build a team. The thought of having to update your business practices probably makes you like want to poke yourself in the eye with a fork. So I get it. I understand. I feel your pain. I have been there. And even myself and other accountants find themselves giving in to bad habits that put their profits at risk. However, the reason you are in business is to have a profit. And if you're going to gamble with those, you're going to lose. So let's talk about these 9 risky business practices that you must avoid. The first one is leaping before you look. Most entrepreneurs are really excited about business ideas, right? But not all ideas are created equal. Some are much better than others. And so jumping into something new, a new product line, a new say state of art piece of equipment always bears a risk. I always remember a friend of mine who's an artist. Actually, she did the painting behind me. She's done all my art, really. And I remember just before I started supporting her in her business with bookkeeping support and tax support and strategy support, she had invested a large sum of money in a printer. And I mean, a large sum of money, not like, $1,000 down at Staples. And I wish I had come into her life a little bit before that, because investments like that can really eat up our profits. So I want you to stay excited, but at the same time, do your research, right? Get comfortable saying, no, but let me look into it. I'm pretty sure this is a good idea, but let's get another opinion. Ask how, why, what, and when. Make sure you're clear on the logistics. How will this really work? When would we be delivering this? What is the projected ROI on this forecast? How can we mitigate any risk involved? You could also talk to a lawyer for any potential legal concerns. I see clients jumping into partnerships without really thinking forward into this. So you'll want to work with a lawyer or an accountant to make sure that you build a profit and loss analysis and seek advice from professionals. Obviously, the final choice is yours, but just don't make an uneducated guess. The second thing is ignoring your customer satisfaction, because at the end of the day, no matter what industry in, the most important thing is your customer. Now, you're probably thinking like, duh, Michelle, of course, right? When you first started your business, it seemed obvious to put customers first. But after a while, it's easy to get caught up in the big business decisions and be distanced from your customers. So it doesn't take a genius to highlight that this is one of the most risky business practices there are, like ignoring your customer satisfaction. It derails you and your team from your mission. It makes you lose sight of the big overarching objectives for your efforts. It causes your customer retention to plummet. It can increase your customer acquisition costs or your lifetime value, like decrease your lifetime value, and it breaks trust between you and your target audience. So all of this means that you lose money. That's that's like the bottom line, right? The third one is not designing a business strategy. Business strategies are important, right? And one that can evolve with your business. Your business strategy or your business plan is a working document. It doesn't matter if you're a dreamer or a planner, you have to have an approach that drives the actions and decisions of your company. This strategy will trickle down to your team, and it will help you develop a mission, a brand, and a team. So here are a few ways to hone in on your business strategy. Asking yourself what you're trying to accomplish, pinpoint a problem or pain point or articulate a solution for that problem, decide on who will find your product and service more helpful, your ideal client, and ask your team. They have great insights as to what makes your business move and shake. The fourth one is calling the shots all on your own, right? You're a business owner, so you're calling the shots, right? The buck stops here. That has my name written all over it. I take my business very seriously, and I take every single aspect of it very seriously, and I want to be involved in all of it. But I do acknowledge that no business runs smoothly with one lone wolf in charge. And this is something I learned through Run Like Clockwork. If you've ever read the Run Like Clockwork book by Mike Michalowicz and Adrian Dorison, excellent book. I totally recommend that. I recommend their mastermind as well. I learned that it's not about me. It's actually about the queen bee role in our business. What is our mission? What do we do? What are we here to serve? Right? And that's not me. Anybody can do this role, right? Because it's ultimately what we deliver to the customer. I've had brilliant clients who end up losing it all because they thought they should be able to make all the big decisions on their own. And they took huge risks and lost because there was no one to keep them in check. So there's a quick fix for that. Right? You can schedule meetings with your colleagues or your team. You can create a board of directors. You can work with a coach or a consultant, a fractional CFO, an operations person, a project manager. Doesn't have to be all you. The fifth one is not expecting the unexpected. The unexpected isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it can feel that way when you always expect everything to go to plan. The truth is, you never really know how things will go in your business. Sometimes something crazy happens, like, oh, I don't know, a global pandemic. And then the world seems to explode or implode depending on what's going on in your business. Now, I'm not saying that you need to like build a bunker and like have your emergency evacuation plan, but understanding that that there's like this ability to pivot, right? And being realistic and open to new possibility. You'll be able to zig when everybody else is zagging. Your business will be more competitive and you'll be happier. When things are going peachy, that's the time to plan ahead. Think about how you can improve processes, work together better as a team, and expand your offering to your customers. The sixth one is poor time management. Ask any engineer and they'll tell you there's a way to calculate how much money you hemorrhage due to wasted time. Early in my career, I wasn't thinking about time management. I was focused on making it through the days and bringing home a paycheck. So I wasn't sharing cans of tuna with my cat every night for dinner, right? So we want to be looking at how we spend our time and planning from our time. If you're still wearing all the hats in your business, doing it all because you think no one else is going to get it right, well, you need to get over that shit. Okay. And you need to get some help because you need to understand that where's your highest value of your time? Delegating is just smart business. The seventh one is discounting data security. Okay, so it's not sexy, right? Data security, it even sounds like super boring. Oh my God, like I want to oh, poke my eyeball out. But it is a risk in your business, right? It can break a company like nothing else. Your clients and customers trust you with their personal information, and a security breach will cause them to find other solutions when they feel you've broken their trust. So make sure you have essential protection in place like data encryption, antivirus, firewalls, whitelisting, all of that kind of stuff. At Alchemy, we have a really hard or high or thick, I don't know how you describe it, firewall. So that we handle a lot of clients' confidential information, and it's really important that that is kept confidential at all times. So password protection, all of that kind of thing, super important. The eighth one, which I love, is not knowing your numbers. Okay. Now, I'm taking this one personally because this is my jam. Okay. You must know your numbers if you want to win at the game of business. Point blank, I don't care about any of the previous 7. This is the one that really matters. Okay. When you don't know what's coming in or going out, you can't make wise business decisions. Period. End of story. I recommend to my clients that they allocate some time management to nail down and keep track of their business finances. I call it your CEO day or your CEO date or your money date, whatever the frick you want to call it, carve out that time. And during that day, during that time, you should rectify your accounts, reconcile, if that's what you're doing, or maybe you have a bookkeeper who does that for you. Making sure that all your invoicing is going out, that people don't owe you money, tracking your revenue and profit, and cleaning up any like weird stuff that's hanging around in your books. This is important stuff, people. Like take this piece seriously, because this is how you discover where you could cut costs, which clients pay late, which clients may not be worth the hassle of chasing them down to pay their bill every single month. And that you really can afford to hire a virtual assistant or a Facebook ad manager. Yay for the Facebook ad manager. When you don't know your financial numbers, you're flying blind, and you're probably making poor decisions based on what you guess is going on in your business. No one needs to guess. And the ninth one, which again, I'm going to stress here, this is my jam, is falling behind on your bookkeeping. Don't do that. Okay, I know it's not something you probably want to do. So I'm going to offer you a piece of advice. Don't do it. Get somebody else to do it. Hire somebody, right? Time and time again, I see clients in dire straits because they promised themselves this year would be different. They'd keep on top of their books. So tax season would be a breeze for them. And the truth is, business owners, they're busy, right? And this can feel like a big clusterfuck, basically. The last thing they want to spend their precious free time on is like sifting through receipts and numbers and things that they don't even understand, right? Don't do it. Give it to somebody else. Give it to us. We love doing it. My team love it. They're like, oh, a new project? Yay, let's get in there. And it's like they get this weird satisfaction out of sorting out people's books. It's awesome. It's awesome for you guys. So I hope that helps you. 9, count them, 9 ways you're gambling with your profits with risky business practices. If you want to learn more, check out my blog at alchemyaccounting.ca. Talk to you later.